Hello and welcome to Kitchen Countercrafts. If you like this video, would you please like, comment, share, and subscribe? I'm a little under the weather and recovering quickly, so hopefully my voice is not going to sound too annoying. But one of the things I want to tell you is be careful when you're buying a new case for your collection, because one of the things you might find out is there's some open slots, and that is exactly what happened. I didn't even buy a new case. This is one of my husband's cast-offs. He's like, hey, I don't want this case anymore. So of course I was like, I'll take it. I'll take a look and see what fits in there. And so I made a tiny little tag that says Pilot, and I decided to put my Pilot collection in there. And I have some Pereiras. Oh, and by the way, the case is Gerologio. I don't know how you say that. Something like that. Made in India. Nice leather case. So I have my Pereiras, my Plumix, which does not belong in a case. It's like a $8 pen. Anyway, thought I'd throw it in there. I have my Metropolitans in an entirely different case that I made. And then I have my Capless and my Elites. And when I put my Lucinas and my 74 and Namiki Falcon down, I was like, there's some empty spots that must be filled, because these are the capless or the vanishing points that don't belong in here. So anyway, I had some spots. That's the rationale I'm using for my newest acquisition. And my newest acquisition is, ta-da, a Pilot Custom Grandee. I'm so excited about this. So excited that I just about doused my hands in Noodler's Black, which I did another video for Ink Miser if you want to check that out. But anyway, I digress. I'm going to grab these guys out because there's a couple things I want you to pay attention to on those. And again, don't say I didn't warn you about getting a new pen case, or new to you. So poor guy, husband, he thought he was just passing off a pen case and it ended up costing more money. So not how things go. I don't mind it at all because I'm really excited about this pen. So this is a custom Grandee. Let me tell you a little bit about it. It was, I was going to say it was built in. It came out around 1978, according to the Pilot website, which still showcases these guys. And very classic design. Yes, I know I have another black and gold pen. I don't really care because I like the black and gold, and so did they in the 70s. And so anyway, my newest acquisition, new to me. So this one is not in too bad of shape. It came from Japan, from an eBay seller, and I probably paid too much for it. But right now you can find these for around, I want to say about $65, $75 US dollars at the time of filming this video. So anyway, let me get onto this. It has, the first thing I noticed was a very interesting clip. It kind of looks like a pelican clip to me because it's got like a bill shape to it, but then it's got a cut like a waterman in there. So very different than any other Pilot clip that I have found. So here's my my Namiki Falcon, but you know, they kind of kept the same shape on the clip. I'm probably blinding you with the glares off of the light, but there's no slit in that one. So it kind of has that same bill type of a shape. I don't know. Maybe it's just me that's noticing that. So then, you know, you've got the Custom 74 that has a much better developed clip shape now. Okay, so Custom Grandee, it says Grandee, Grandee in this area. There it is. And it says custom, Pilot Custom Grandee. Don't know why it's a Grandee, but it is. And a couple other etchings down here. Cannot make those out. I'm sure I can see when it's time. I thought I saw something down here too, but maybe not. All right, well, there's a gold band down here. And then also you can see, I just wanted to also point this out here. Okay, so in this light, I hope you can catch this. There is a little smudge down here. And I know people like to post their pens. I don't like to post my pen. Why don't I like to post my pen? Because it'll leave a little dash like that. And I don't care how good your acrylic is, after a little time of you putting the cap on it over and over and over, there it is, you might see a little kind of disfigurement of this kind. This pen was made in 1978. It is way past that now. So it's held up incredibly well, especially for just basically being plastic acrylic, including the little smudges down here from where the cap was posted. So I'm going to just show you, and guess what? It goes right to that spot. I know some people want to have that. See, look at that. Anyway, people want to have that. I don't want to have that. I just recommend hold it in your, if you're right-handed, hold it in your left hand and just hold on to it. It's easy also to just cap on and off while you're taking meeting notes. I just keep my pen kind of covered like this, pull it on, pull it off. It's really not that big of a deal. So, all right, next thing that you might want to notice is a beautiful nib. It is so incredibly beautiful. When I opened it up, I was quite struck and taken by it. So the feed is really not anything to write home about, very plain Jane. However, the nib is kind of like a semi-wraparound nib. And what you'll notice, very interesting, haven't figured out why, maybe you know, why are there two holes? There's a vent hole, and then there's this little kind of denty hole down here, and it really reminds me of the Falcon nib. By the way, I don't know if you can tell, this is an oblique nib. So oblique, in case you wanted to know what that means, is slanted or cut, is really kind of cut at a slant. Yeah, that's it. And so you'll see the OB down here. It is a 14 karat gold nib, and it is oblique. I also want to point out that because this is an old pen, you're going to find some degradation around the collar here. Very, very normal, and honestly, I don't think it affects the pen at all. I could be totally wrong, but again, I don't know everything about these pens. So if you know, does it harm the pen or not, let me know. I mean, I'm figuring 1978, 2025, if I can even get a couple, I don't know, 20, 30 years out of this, that's amazing. So that's just how my thought process goes. I buy pens to write with them. I'm not holding on to this for an investment of any sort, and I will use it and enjoy it. So that's kind of how that goes. Measurements, it's right at 5.5 inches capped. And oh, that's the other thing I want to tell you, that they don't make these Grandees anymore. So they're all vintage. If you want to pick one up, it's a lovely way to find a 14 karat nib at a fairly inexpensive, like less than $100 price. And it being Pilot to boot is awesome. Yes, it does take a converter. I read somewhere on either Fountain Pen Network or Reddit that it took a Con 70. I bought a Con 70. It does not fit a stinking Con 70. I was so excited about that, but it doesn't. It fits a 40, so it fit a Con 40. Well, it's just how that goes. I'm just raging tonight, ranting, I don't know. So anyway, there's the Custom 74. It went into a Custom 74 in the 1980s. I believe 1985 is when Custom 74 was introduced. So they don't make the Grandees anymore, but that started the custom line, and that's why I really wanted to have one of those. I just wanted to have one anyway to fill that spot. So I'm going to put my Namiki in here. You're going to see some similarities to the body here, also with the way it tapers and that. But you can see that the Custom Grandee is actually a little thinner than that Namiki Falcon, and it's definitely thinner than the 74. So the 74 is just a tad bigger, I want to say. Can't really tell. It's just almost identical to the Grandee size. And that is capped. So let's uncap these guys. There we go. That is the Grandee. Is this one? No, it doesn't. I haven't really used this in a while. Gosh, that's a beautiful nib. Falcon nib. It's just a treat for the eyes. If you don't have a falcon in your collection, what are you waiting for? Okay, that is just short of 5 inches uncapped. Very, very similar as in, well, let me move the camera. Fine. In looks, if you will, for the first two, this one is a totally different work of art. Love my Custom 74. All right, so I love my Namiki Falcon. And hopefully I'm going to have a very nice relationship with this pen too. Let's give it a whirl. All right, so let's try a writing sample. And this is, I've never used an oblique nib, so this is new to me. This pen was also available in 7 nibs, your standards, EF, fine, medium, bold, and then it also used, or broad, also has the oblique bold. So OB actually stands for that, and I'm going to jot that down. Custom Grandee. I don't know why that name. No clue. And that is oblique. So it stands for oblique, bold. And it is a bold nib. Really interesting nib. Very broad. So not much line variation that way. I wonder if upside down it gives me some. Yeah, I guess it's a little thinner, but really takes the ink kind of away. The ink, by the way, is Noodler's Heart of Darkness. HOD. All right, let's do a writing sample. Honestly, I could just make swirls and curls and whirls all day. The nib is very smooth. It's all of Pilot's gold nibs. Again, I'm really trying to get you to get a Pilot gold nib. They're springy and they're just really satisfying. They feel like they're gonna give, like, to the point of flex, but don't flex them. You could actually break them and hurt them. But the gold is very springy. It has a really nice amount of give, and that is actually made for the Japanese lettering itself. And so it, makes those different characters going up and down and sideways. And so these are really made for that. Isn't that just a pretty nib? So, wow. My verdict is that this oblique bold is very bold, especially for somebody who uses extra fine and fine nibs, especially Japanese. This is actually writing very, almost like a coarse, I want to say coarse, or a stub, although I do have stub nibs and they don't write quite like that, because there's no line variation at all. I keep expecting there to be some line variation, but there isn't. Not expecting that. I'm just saying. So the oblique slant is supposed to be like favoring a little bit more for those who are left-handers, so that they have that. But I don't know if that's just a rumor or if that's for real. If you're a left-hander, I'd love to know more about it. By the way, I did mention it is a snap cap, which is also lovely. So what are your thoughts on this? Is this something that you've checked out before? Do you know about it? Do you want to know more about it? I would just love to hear from you. And Until my next Pilot acquisition, I hope you'll join in. Till then, bye.